Hi, it's Barry Coombs from definetomorrow.co.uk and Computer World. I've been asked to do a presentation that could be no longer than 15 minutes. I do apologise, I'm probably going to take all full 15 minutes to talk around something around workspace transformation or end user computing. If you head over to definetomorrow.co.uk/Barry, you can see who I am and what I do. Ultimately, I've been a VMware V expert now for around 7 or 8 years. I've written 3 books with 2 co-authors, all focusing around workspace transformation, VMware Horizon and what was VMware View. And I'm passionate about change and helping organisations really get over their problems, their challenges, and deliver a better solution that ultimately can deliver a better user experience for the user, because at the end of the day, that's one of the most important aspects. So what I wanted to do today is not deliver a death by PowerPoint, but hopefully deliver something that allows you to stop and reflect and think about the way that you're delivering workspace services, or as you may call it, the desktop, to the user. Because it is a big challenge, and no matter which way we look at it, it has been a challenge for a long time. If we refer to my first slide, the legacy desktop, this is going to look very familiar to most of you. The desktop that you've been supporting for many years inside your business. Maybe it used to have a beige CRT monitor taking up far too much desk space, a beige tower. The way that we managed it, the way that we supported it was via things like group policy, Active Directory, putting antivirus down onto it, walking around with a CD and installing the latest versions of the software. If we look at what the modern desktop looks like, from looking directly at the desk, it probably looks a lot more modern. We've got an LED or LCD monitor, but actually, have we changed the way that we manage that desktop, we maintain that desktop? And I'm not talking about VDI alone. VDI is a great replacement for the desktop, but is it really going to deliver the true change that we need when there's so much change happening around us at the moment? The actual desktop now, the workspace, is far more than just that PC. The users are now more mobile. Maybe they've got a work laptop, and maybe they bring their own device. Maybe they've got a company mobile phone and a personal mobile phone. And maybe they're using a tablet in some way, shape or form. All these different devices may be used with the support or without the support of IT, and that's not all that's changed. The applications have changed as well. The applications used to be delivered and managed and maintained by IT from your data centers to their desktops. Whereas now it's changing. The cloud is being involved. As a business, we've probably implemented solutions such as Office 365, but maybe the users are looking at other ways to be using applications that are available to them in the app stores that are available to them. IT still wants the same goal that it's always had. It needs to be able to secure and manage the devices and ultimately the data. It's our responsibility to make sure that the data is secure for our customers' sake and for our business sake. And that is a big challenge when we're losing control. The reason behind that is we're kind of going on a journey from the client-server era, that being the users using desktops that you manage, connecting to applications running in your data centers, to the mobile cloud era, where a user can pick up any device and connect directly to an application in the cloud at any time. But realistically, most organisations today are neither here nor there. They are kind of walking the journey between these steps. And as IT managers, as professionals, it's our job to be able to embrace change, not to kind of stifle change, and to be able to deliver a solution that's secure, but also flexible to the user's demands. Obviously, while this is all going on, the user is introducing their own technology into the workplace that IT just cannot manage, maintain, but it's still their responsibility. We call this shadow IT. I've already mentioned the devices and we've mentioned cloud applications, but things like the App Store are now fueling shadow IT in terms of users using Dropbox to transfer files. I speak to IT managers and I say, how have you overcome the problem of Dropbox? And they're mostly responded with either A, we haven't, or B, we've blocked it on the firewall, or we've added it to our users' terms of sort of user agreements that we have with our users. That isn't enough. The only way to really beat shadow IT is to be better than shadow IT. If we're able to deliver a solution that really meets the user's needs, they won't be looking for alternative solutions. They will use the ones that you can support, you can maintain, and you can secure. So how do we deliver a fix for this? The fix is not going back to what we used to do with group policy. I used to be hated in my previous role 9-10 years ago because I was in charge of group policy. I really locked down the desktop so the users can only do what I wanted them to do. But in this day and age, that won't work, because if they can't do what they need to do on the device provided by the business, they will pick up another device that allows them to do that. And IT and the business will always lose. So we need to look at it in a new way. What we need to do is we need to engage with the users. If you've not sat down and spoken to your users in the last 6 months, in the last 12 months, that should be the first step you start with. Joe Bagley, VMware CTO in EMEA, says that you should start with the user, and this is what I wholeheartedly recommend. Find your users, listen to them, meet with them, understand their challenges, understand how IT could make their job easier, and start with that. By starting with that, that gives you a great overview to be considering with every single change that you're going to make to that workspace. Make sure you're then focusing on the applications and not the desktop. As far as I'm concerned, the desktop is a thing of the past. It is just a means to connect to your applications and access your data. And we need to start treating it as such. If we are treating it as a privileged, trusted element of our infrastructure, this is exactly how ransomware attacks go from machine to machine to machine, and how we end up losing data. We need to focus on the applications and the data and the user to be delivering our future-based solutions. Now, obviously, VMware have a number of products in this space, and we will touch upon them. VMware Workspace 1 is designed to encompass everything that matters to the user, but deliver true flexibility to be able to go on any device, any application, any place at any time. But the way that it does that is really, really important. We need to start focusing on every single device the user's got, whether that's a PC on their desk or a laptop as a mobile device. We already probably have mobile device management with things like Mobile Iron or AirWatch. Let's consider what would happen if we move those Windows-based devices to Windows 10 and we also treat them as if they were mobile devices. We can manage policy, we can make sure they're encrypted, we have the ability to remote wipe them if they are stolen. We have the ability to patch them, and this is really, really important. If you look at one of the biggest risks to your cybersecurity inside your business, it is, have you patched the data? Do the users have the right admin privileges? Now, if we're able to take those, plus we've got things like antivirus, we're able to deliver something that is a lot more secure. So we're going to focus on the identity, the devices, the application, and the data. Identity is really the new perimeter security. What do I mean by that? If you have a look at your network and how you provide security today, most people will say it's at the firewall, it's at the edge. Now, obviously, we have other technologies like VMware NSX delivering micro-segmentation, but I believe we need to do something far outside of that. Ask yourself this question. If you've just found out that one of your users has left the business under a cloud of smoke in not good terms, are you confident with a click of one button or going to one place that you could stop them accessing their data and applications everywhere? In the cloud, in your Active Directory, on their devices? The answer for most people is no, and we need to change that. Identity is the new perimeter security, and this is a really, really important point in VMware Workspace 1, that it brings together the user's logins to a single set of credentials. And from an IT perspective, you can block that user's access by going to one location. From a user perspective, they've got single sign-on to any application they wish to use. It makes their life a lot easier, it allows you to make the environment a lot more secure, and this is really, really important. By doing this, we are being able to enhance the employee's user experience, which should be our #1 goal. Am I delivering something that the user is going to benefit from? If the answer to that is yes, and we're able to deliver tighter security, it's a really good mix of imperatives to have to be able to drive a solution forward. We ultimately want to be ensuring we're maintaining data and business security. So hopefully that has given you an idea as to why we should do this, why we need to look at it differently. If you plan on going back to your office and delivering the desktops with SCCM and Active Directory and group policy, you've not understood this. I've not done my job. we need to change to make sure we're relevant as we're moving forward, because the user is already changing, and are you changing to keep up with the user? Now, VMware Workspace 1, I haven't got enough time to go through an extensive demonstration, but let's have a look at it from a user experience. So the user logs into VMware Workspace 1 on any device, on their laptop, on their mobile device, on their tablet, on their home PC. And from there, they can access a wealth of applications, whether those are legacy applications that are going to be presented using something like VMware Horizon, whether they are modern applications such as Salesforce.com that is going to be delivered from the browser, or whether you want to give them access to a full VDI desktop, Workspace 1 will bring all of those components together. And the user can move from device to device and still access their data and the applications that matter to them, all behind the scenes with IT managing it in one place. So I think that's all I've got time for today, but hopefully it's given you the opportunity to think about it slightly differently. Make sure you go back and speak to your users. Don't just assume you know what the users want and you know what the users do, because I can guarantee if you're doing that, you don't know enough about those users. Consider how you're going to manage identity moving forward and how you're going to increase user experience whilst doing important things like reducing your risk with cybersecurity by maintaining patching and make sure the users have got just enough privilege and they don't have privilege where they shouldn't have it. Hopefully you found this video useful. Remember, head over to definetomorrow.co.uk/Barry or talk to me on Twitter @virtualizereal.